Hello, my name is Gary Axamit. I coach founders and investors on business plan ideation and execution in this world of Black Swan events. If you like what you see here, follow me on TikTok or YouTube. These are just my opinions, so take it for what it's worth. So I did a video a while back about my worst business investment and got all kinds of interesting replies and reviews on that. And I had a couple of people say, hey, we'd like to hear more. We want to hear real experiences. How did you do this? Okay. So my biggest pivot, was in 2018. Took about a half a dozen life blows in about 6 months' time. I had to take a freaking knee. I was Gandhi. But it didn't just happen in 2018. It had been happening for a while. There were even events happening way back in 2008, 9, 10 that were causing my brain to start to think that maybe I was on the wrong side of history. But it wasn't until we got to 2016 that I went, I'm a wealth creator. Creating companies is like creating babies. They have to grow up in a very safe and calm and nurturing environment, and this is not. It's just that simple. It's just that binary, okay? Now, that's not to say you can't create things in this chaos. But that's why I'm in artificial intelligence and robotics and blockchain and fintech, is because those things can happen inside of bubbles. Building brick and mortar things, which was what I did, you cannot do that in chaos. Most things that we do today have about an 18-month window of opportunity, and then they're dead. And then the next cycle starts of something new. So I want to go back to 2016. I was in an Embassy Suites in Reston, Virginia, outside of D.C., and I got up in the morning and I went down to the buffet area. I think it was an Embassy, it might have been a Marriott, but whatever. I went down, I was eating breakfast, and there was a newspaper, and I think it might have been a USA Today, but I don't know. And about 2 pages in, there was a story. Someone had wrote a story, and it said by 2040, 50% of America's population will be gig employees. And that headline grew inside of me like a bamboo shoot stuck up my ass. Because I looked at that and went, okay, so 50% of Americans are going to be gig employed. How do they get a car loan, a home loan, insurance? I mean, I'm looking at this going, whoa, how is this going to work? But here's the thing. It took a couple years for that to work its way through me. And it took the events following that politically and culturally for me to finally realize what I was doing was not going to work anymore. Okay, I was on the wrong side of history. My political career was over. My brick and mortar businesses is over. Look, the only people who are going to build brick and mortar going forward from here are going to be government. Public-private partnerships. And you're going to see a lot of those coming out of here very soon. Because of all the lawfare. You can't build anything. It gets killed in lawfare. So I looked at this and I said, man, I got to go through some hella changes. And I did. I personally, internally, in my head, I went through a bloodbath. An absolute bloodbath after 2018 was over. I mean, not financially, but just mentally. It was just brutal. Because I made my mind up. I said, shit's changing. You're on the wrong side of history. And you're not old enough to just cruise this thing out to the finish line. So anyway, that was my biggest pivot in my life.